In our hyper-connected world, we're always visible and constantly judged. Every scroll, every post, and every interaction can feel like it's under a microscope. We live in a time where our actions, words, and even our silences are open to interpretation by countless eyes, both online and offline. This has fueled a silent epidemic, FOPO, the fear of people's opinions. It's a phenomenon that quietly shapes our lives, often without us even realizing it. The pressure to fit in, to be liked, or to avoid criticism can be overwhelming, and it's something almost everyone experiences at some point. FOPO isn't just shyness, it's a chronic fear that shapes our choices, stifles creativity, and makes us hold back our true thoughts and ideas. It can stop us from sharing our talents, voicing our opinions, or taking risks that might lead to growth. It keeps us from being ourselves, making us question our worth and authenticity. We start to wonder if we're good enough or if we'll ever measure up to the expectations of others. It's the invisible force making us second-guess decisions, big and small. From what we wear, to what we say, to the dreams we dare to pursue, FOPO can influence every aspect of our lives. We measure our worth by others' standards, constantly comparing ourselves and seeking validation. Social media amplifies this, turning every like, comment, or lack thereof into a measure of our value. Today, our lives play out on a public stage, from boardrooms to social media, under relentless scrutiny. The fear of being judged or rejected can make us hide our true selves, even from those closest to us. This pressure to gain approval can be all-consuming, making us anxious, restless, and constantly on edge. It can even affect our mental health, leading to stress, burnout, and a sense of isolation. Over time, we may feel disconnected from our true identity, unsure of who we are without the influence of others' opinions. We lose touch with our own desires and values, and our confidence begins to erode. When FOPO drives our actions, we hand over control of our lives, letting others dictate our choices and our happiness. We become passengers rather than drivers in our own stories. We lose trust in ourselves, doubting our instincts and abilities. The more we seek approval, the further we drift from our authentic selves. Overcoming FOPO isn't just about social comfort, it's about reclaiming autonomy and unlocking our potential. It's about learning to value our own voice, even when it shakes, and to celebrate our uniqueness. By shining a light on this hidden epidemic, we can start to break its hold. We can support each other in embracing vulnerability and authenticity, and encourage honest conversations about our fears. The journey begins with self-reflection, identifying where FOPO shows up in our lives, and gently challenging those patterns. By focusing on our own values and aspirations, we can begin to build resilience. The journey is about building self-belief that stands strong no matter what others think. When we let go of the fear of people's opinions, we make space for courage, growth, and a life that's truly our own. FOPO, or the fear of other people's opinions, was named to give voice to a universal struggle that almost everyone faces at some point in their lives. It's not just a passing concern or a fleeting thought, it's a deeply rooted experience that can shape the way we see ourselves and interact with the world. I've seen FOPO in top athletes who hesitate before a big game, in artists who second-guess their work, and in leaders who worry about every decision they make. No matter how successful or confident someone appears, this fear can still be present, quietly influencing their actions and choices. FOPO isn't a minor worry, it's a powerful, ancient fear of social rejection that once helped our ancestors survive. Back then, being accepted by the group was a matter of life and death. If you were cast out, your chances of survival dropped dramatically. Today, that same fear can feel overwhelming, even though the stakes are rarely as high. Our ancestors needed the tribe to survive. Belonging meant safety, food, and protection. That instinct is still alive in us, making us hyper-aware of others' opinions and quick to notice even the smallest signs of disapproval. FOPO is automatic, hardwired into our brains. It makes us scan for threats to our social standing and pushes us to avoid anything that might bring shame or ridicule. Sometimes it's so subtle, we don't even realize it's happening. This protective mechanism, when overactive, keeps us small and stuck in our comfort zones. It can stop us from speaking up, trying new things, or pursuing our true passions, all in the name of staying safe from judgment. Recognizing FOPO's roots helps us approach it with compassion, not self-judgment. When we understand that this fear is part of being human, we can start to work with it, rather than against it. In our hyper-connected society, we're exposed to millions of opinions every day, not just a small tribe. Social media, news, and constant digital feedback amplify our awareness of what others think, making FOPO even more intense and ever-present. That's why it's more important than ever to update our mental software and use an internal compass to guide our choices. Instead of letting outside opinions control us, we can learn to trust our own values and instincts. FOPO isn't a weakness. It's a natural human response that we can learn to manage. By understanding where it comes from, we can start to move beyond it and live more authentically, making choices that truly reflect who we are. FOPO and FOMO. Two modern anxieties, but very different. FOMO is the fear of missing out on experiences. It's about wanting to be included. FOPO is deeper, the fear of being judged or rejected for who you are. FOMO drives us to chase events. FOPO makes us monitor every word and action seeking approval. Combating FOMO is about mindfulness and appreciating the present. Overcoming FOPO requires building self-trust and living by your own values, not others' expectations. FOPO is more damaging. It leads to self-censorship and regret, suppressing our true selves. Understanding the difference is key to reclaiming your life from both. FOPO is about who you are. FOMO is about what you do. Addressing FOPO means shifting from seeking validation to cultivating authenticity. FOPO, or the fear of other people's opinions, is a force that quietly shapes our daily behavior, often in ways we don't even notice. It's woven into the fabric of our routines, influencing the choices we make, the words we speak, and even the silences we keep. Sometimes it's so subtle that we mistake it for simple politeness or social awareness, but its impact runs much deeper. It's the anxiety that creeps in when we worry about taking too long to order coffee, or the hesitation that holds us back from sharing an idea at work, fearing it might sound foolish. Even in the smallest moments, FOPO whispers doubts, making us second-guess ourselves. We hold back, not necessarily because we lack confidence or ability, but because we're afraid of being judged, misunderstood, or rejected. The fear of standing out, of being different, can be paralyzing, causing us to shrink ourselves to fit in. FOPO nudges us to laugh at jokes we don't find funny, to agree with opinions we don't share, or to pretend to like things just to blend in. We become actors in our own lives, performing roles that don't always reflect who we truly are. These small acts of self-betrayal may seem harmless at first, but over time they accumulate. The line between our authentic selves and the personas we project becomes blurred, leaving us feeling disconnected and unsure of who we really are. This constant self-monitoring is exhausting. It drains our creative energy, making it harder to think freely or express ourselves fully. The mental load of always wondering how we're being perceived can leave us feeling depleted and uninspired. Over time, we become trapped in a cycle of chronic stress, always guessing what others want from us and rarely asking ourselves what we truly want. The pressure to meet invisible expectations can be overwhelming, making social situations feel like a test we're destined to fail. But there is a way out. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward change. When we pause to notice how FOPO shows up in our lives, we create space for self-awareness and growth. By identifying the moments when we're acting out of fear rather than authenticity, we can start making choices that align with our values, not just our anxieties. Each time we speak up, take a risk, or show our true selves, we weaken FOPO's grip. Every authentic choice, no matter how small, is a victory. It's a step toward reclaiming our confidence and living more freely, guided by our own compass rather than the shifting opinions of others. The more we practice authenticity, the more we rediscover our energy, creativity, and sense of self. We begin to feel empowered, inspired, and truly alive. FOPO thrives in the shadows. Shine a light of awareness and courage, and it starts to fade, making room for a life that's truly your own. Social media is gasoline on the fire of FOPO. It exposes us to global judgment, turning every post into a performance for approval. Likes and comments become measures of self-worth, hardwiring us to seek validation. We curate our lives for an audience, comparing ourselves to others' highlight reels. This relentless comparison breeds envy, inadequacy, and low self-esteem. Negative feedback is swift and public, making us even more risk-averse and self-censoring. The digital world promises connection but often leaves us more isolated and fearful. Social media supercharges FOPO, making internal self-worth more essential than ever. To thrive, we must learn to value our own voice above the digital crowd. The cost of FOPO is high: chronic stress, burnout, and mental exhaustion. Constantly seeking approval erodes self-confidence and makes us doubt our own judgment. We outsource our self-worth to others, losing faith in our abilities. FOPO damages relationships by pushing us to hide our true selves, preventing genuine connection. This leads to loneliness, even in a crowd, and a sense of being misunderstood. The greatest loss is potential: ideas unspoken, dreams unpursued, lives unlived. FOPO keeps us on safe, conventional paths, robbing us of fulfillment. The cage is open, the only thing keeping us inside is fear. Overcoming FOPO means reclaiming the life that's truly ours. The antidote to FOPO isn't indifference, it's living by your own principles. Develop a personal philosophy, your core values, your vision for a meaningful life. When you're anchored in purpose, external approval loses its power. Start with honest self-reflection. What matters most to you? What kind of person do you want to be? Let your philosophy guide your decisions, shifting your focus from "what will they think" to "is this true to me?" This inner compass empowers you to act with conviction, even under pressure. Your philosophy will evolve. Engage with it daily and let it shape your actions. True confidence comes from living in alignment with your own values. With your philosophy as a foundation, practice authenticity every day. Start small. Speak your truth in low-stakes situations where you'd usually self-censor. Each act of authenticity weakens FOPO's hold and builds self-trust. Curate your inner circle. Surround yourself with people who value the real you. Spend less time with those who pressure you to conform. True belonging comes from being accepted as you are, not for a persona. Embrace vulnerability. Admit mistakes, share struggles, and let go of perfection. Vulnerability fosters connection and courage, dismantling the culture of judgment. The more you show your authentic self, the more you inspire others to do the same. Authenticity is a daily practice, not a one-time event. Each step brings you closer to freedom from FOPO. Overcoming FOPO is a journey back to yourself. It's about quieting external noise to hear your own intuition and values. FOPO is a relic of our past, amplified by today's world, but the cage isn't locked. Freedom comes from defining your purpose and living by your own principles. Shift your question from "what will they think" to "is this true to me?" As you practice authenticity, anxiety fades and self-possession grows. You'll have more energy for what truly matters: work, relationships, growth. The approval you seek is yours to give. Your life is your masterpiece. Don't let fear keep you from painting it boldly. Step into the light of your own authentic, purpose-driven life.